Yo, what's up? Welcome to the Ill Chill Will Show. I'm your host, Will, and this is episode 9. Thank y'all for joining me again this week. We're going to be doing things a little different. This week, I got to get into Kendrick Lamar's victory lap. Also, we have NBA news, NFL news, WNBA news, and of course, last but not least, the Let's Talk About It segment. But first,
I said I'm ready for greatness. 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 I said I'm ready for. You learn to live no strings. I said I'm ready for greatness.
Yo, what's up, everybody, man? I hope everybody had a great rest of their week. Last week, a great weekend. How are y'all doing out there? I'm great. Just got off of work, man. Now I'm about to start doing this recording on a Wednesday. So, you know, I'm kind of cutting it kind of close this week. But it is what it is. That's what I love to do as a hobby. So I'm going to do it. I promise to come out every Thursday. And that's what I will continue to do. Now, looking at the numbers, man, I know it's a lot of people out there listening now. So I know I got to come with it for sure. But I appreciate y'all all in all. Did y'all look at the pop-out concert, or were y'all at the pop-out concert? Man, it was great looking at it. Of course, I just looked at it on my phone, and it was great from top to bottom. It was great seeing how many artists just came out, and how many artists that were from California that I never really realized, like, or really thought about it, or even cared to, like, look them up. Like, I mean, Tyler, the Creator, I didn't know he was from California, but apparently he is, you know. Roddy Ricch, that's a given or whatever, because not everybody have, like, the California accent. Like, not everybody sound like Ice Cube or whatever. When I think about California, I think of Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg. Like, those are the voices that I think of. So it was pretty neat. It was pretty neat, like, seeing the artists that I didn't know that were from California. And it was a big event. California, man, y'all got a lot of talent out there. And then from the set repping, you know, gang banging, whatever you want to call it, to bring all of those people together on one stage. Now, that was pretty interesting. That was pretty great also. I'm not going to talk about that too much because I don't know about gang life like that, but just thinking about it from afar, like to have that many different gangs together on one stage, that was a great accomplishment in itself. Now, not like us. Man, like I knew that I loved the song, but to hear it played like that many times back to back by Kendrick and just seeing him perform it on stage, it was different. It was different. Like, you know, it was a few forgotten words or whatever, but that's cool. We all make mistakes. But outside of that, like, it was crazy, you know, just hearing it that many times. But even before Not Like Us, like Kendrick taking us back into time, man, like that was great too. Bringing Dre out on the stage and everything, you know, reminding us of the past, but not just, you know, the past of California, but his past too. Like, you know, coming out with, you know, King Kunta with from To Pimp a Butterfly, like. That's one of my favorite albums. So for him to perform that was great. You know, him, Schoolboy Q, J-Rock, and Ab-Soul on the stage, that was great. The only one thing that I had a problem with was when he performed 616 in L.A. and he cut it off. Like, he didn't get to one of my favorite parts, and that's when he pretty much started going in, you know, against Drake, pretty much. You know, might as well just go ahead and say it because Drake name got to come up, of course, every time you mention Kendrick, and it won't be in a good way. Like, I mean, Kendrick popped out, but there's a lot of people popping out on Drake now with a whole lot of different reference tracks. You know, you got the Vory, Mob Ties reference track. You got a few more reference tracks that Party did or whatever. Like, not looking good for Drake. You know, they even brought Kia Shine back out, you know, with the Best I Ever Had, you know, and he did not write that song for Drake. Drake just used the hook. He didn't give that to Drake. He gave it actually to Lil Wayne, and Lil Wayne gave it to Drake. And then, you know, he contacted Drake when he heard Best I Ever Had, and he was like, hold up, you know, that's a part of that I wrote or whatever. So they had to give him co-writing credits or whatever. So he didn't really write the song for Drake, but outside of that, man, it really doesn't matter. Like, people are just popping up left and right, just dropping different things on Drake's head. And at this point, it is what it is. I feel like Kendrick did the most damage anyway. I mean, this concert, he said it wasn't about him versus Drake. The concert was about something bigger than that, and I could feel it, you know. So, matter of fact, I apologize. I want to keep it and focus on the concert itself. It was a great concert, man. Just watching it from top to bottom, like I can watch it again. I haven't watched it again, but yeah, I plan on watching it again. Like, it was just great. You know, I really enjoyed it. Some of the artists, like the first beginner artists, like I didn't even know who they were, to be honest with you, or I didn't know I didn't know that was their song, you know, or who performed that song. But you know, Ty Dolla $ign and Roddy Ricch, Tyler the Creator, you know, people like that. Of course, I knew when they came out. It was great seeing West Side Boogie, man. I mean, like, when the hell has he been at? Like, I miss West Side, so that was great seeing him. And just all in all, man, just a dope concert, man. But speaking of popping out, that's going to transition me into my first topic. I said that I was going to do things a little differently this week, and that was just with the intro. If y'all been listening to me for, you know, the last 2 months, I switched up the intro a little bit. I didn't say exactly what I was going to talk about, but I will be sure to put the timestamps in for y'all so y'all can know where y'all want to navigate to and go see. So first topic, like I said, JJ Redick, he got popped out on, man. Like, JJ Redick, he's the new head coach of the LA Lakers. By the way, I put out a short about this, and I ain't really happy about it. But to make matters worse, I mean, come on now, like, is JJ Redick really using the N-word, you know? I don't know. Like, it's allegations that he used the N-word that's out there. I'm not saying that he did. I'm just asking the question. Like, Halleemah Nash, you know, she attended Duke with JJ Redick back around the same time, and she popped out on Twitter and said, you know, that JJ allegedly called her the N-word. And if that's true, man, like, that ain't cool. And then, you know, you always gonna have the people that's gonna want to put their 2 cents in and talk about, you know, when it's funny how people come up when, you know, somebody else is getting attention, how they just come out with things. But I mean, sometimes it just happens like that. And I feel like Miss Nash, she don't need the attention. Like, she's a businesswoman, you know. She's worked from so many different sports entertainers, from Kobe Bryant to, you know, late great Kobe Bryant to Dwayne Wade. So I mean, like, she has done tons of things. They even worked with Nike. So it's like, why would she lie about something like this? So I'm not going to go into questioning her character, nor will I question JJ Redick character. But I will say, if this is true, it's not a good look at all. It's already not a good look for the Los Angeles Lakers, man. Like, we hired yet another coach. I think this is number 3. We're on number 3 now within the last 4 to 5 years. And I'm just like, what is the plan? Now, when you listen to ESPN and a bunch of different sports shows, everybody's saying that the championship, you know, for the Lakers, like, as Lakers fans, all we want to see is championships. And I'm going to have to push back on that. Like, I'm a Lakers fan, but I'm a realist also. Like, I don't think the Lakers should win a championship every year. Now, do I want the Lakers to be competitive every year, or do I want them to actually have a real shot to win a championship every year? Sometimes, depending on the roster. But when you're looking at the roster right now, the way it's built, a lot of people thinking championship. I don't see that. Like, LeBron is 40. Anthony Davis, he still have injury problems. LeBron, he has had injury problems also. So it's like, every single year, you're going into the offseason and you're trying to put a team around 2 players, and not to mention the Lakers are flirting with possibly adding another max contract player on the team. Maybe Donovan Mitchell of the Cleveland Cavaliers. And with that being said, like, I don't think that would be a good idea, because then you're really going to be trying to piece people around 3 players that haven't even played together for that long. So Donovan, he's going to have to learn how LeBron like to play and how AD like to play. He's going to be able to play with AD quicker than LeBron, because LeBron has to he have to have the ball in his hand. So it's like, I just don't know. I just don't know how they're going to like do anything. But I want to keep the conversation on JJ Redick. Like, you know, he never coached a game in the NBA. He even said that in his press conference. But it's like, I'm not impressed. Like, I don't know, everybody talking about this learning curve and all this other stuff. It's like, if the Lakers were planning on rebuilding, I would not have a problem with this move. But I just don't know a team that successfully rebuilt the team and competed for a championship. Like, that's just not going to happen. And to get a coach that never coached a game in the NBA and you're expecting championship, like, come on now. Now, all right, JJ, he got a 4-year deal for $32 million. I know I had to get into the money. 4-year deal for $32 million. That's $8 million a year. But the Lakers offered Dan Hurley, head coach for UConn, 2-time national champion coach, out of college, by the way. They offered him a 6-year, $70 million deal. So they not only gave him more years, but they gave him a bigger annual salary. So his annual salary came in a little over $11 million. That would have made him the 4th highest paid head coach in the NBA. And by the way, Dan Hurley, he never coached a game in the NBA also. So it's like, what are we doing? What are we doing out there in LA? Well, what are they doing out there in LA? Because, I mean, right now, it's just not making sense. So you're telling me that y'all was going to give a guy that never coached a game in the NBA $11 million a year, but settled for the guy that haven't coached a game in the NBA $8 million a year. But you just giving, well, JJ, he never coached a game ever, but I'm just saying, like, college to pros, man, like, that's not a smooth transition. It's not too many coaches from college that really were able to successfully transition to the NBA and really make things happen. There's not a lot of guys out there that can do that. So to give, but yet alone to give him $11 million a year, make him the 4th highest paid head coach, like, come on now. That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense at all. So I don't know what the Lakers are doing, man, but they really, really need to get it together. I'm really getting tired of talking about it. I'm really getting tired of thinking about it. I mean, Lakers fans, how do y'all feel about it? How do y'all feel about J.J. Redick and these allegations of him possibly using the N-word? And how do y'all feel about him as the head coach? Me personally, I'm not feeling it right now, and I know I put a short out joke in saying, I was looking for a new team and everything, and I was just playing about that. But to be honest with you, man, like, sometimes I just get tired of rooting for the same teams in the front office doing the same thing. Like, if only the owners could be fired, life would be so much better. If the front office could be fired of your favorite team, life would be so much better. Because if the Lakers front office could be fired and the Dallas Cowboys front office could be fired, that would be beautiful. That would be beautiful. But that's just me ranting as a fan, y'all. What do y'all think about it? Now, moving on to other NBA news, man, free agency has kicked off crazy, man. Mikal Bridges to the New York Knicks, man. And that's just the start of things. Like, I'm hearing that the Rockets, they're interested in KD, trying to trade for KD. The Nets pulled the reverse. Remember, the Nets traded all their picks to get KG and Paul Pierce. Well, now the Nets got a whole lot of picks from the Knicks to send Mikal to the crosstown rival, pairing him with Jalen Brunson, Dante. I ain't gonna try to say his last name, but Dante, y'all know who I'm talking about, and Josh Hart, man, all from Villanova, So, I mean, I feel like that's great, man. I feel like Jalen Brunson is becoming the new LeBron James. Like, he's getting all his homeboys on the team. But that's great, though. Mikal, like, he really can play, man. I think this thing going to be good, especially to, like, I'm hearing that they still want to bring about OG, which would be smart. So you're going to have OG, and you're going to have Julius Randle coming back. And a lot of people saying that they're pretty much trying to stack up their wings to go up against Boston Celtics. And, I mean, that's smart. I mean, most teams build their team against the defending champions, and Boston were the champions and they were deep. So for the Knicks to get Mikal Bridges to go along with what they already have there, I feel like it's going to be great for them, man. The Rockets flirting with KD, it's not going to work. KD's old. They're going to have to gut their roster to really get KD. And the Suns are not really interested in trading him, so they will have to overly pay to get KD, and I don't think that's smart. I feel like they should continue doing what they're doing, adding veteran pieces, and allowing Jalen Green and the other young guys on the team to just develop. So, I just don't get it. But the draft is tonight. Wednesday night. That's why I'm trying to finish up this show quickly, because I definitely want to see the NBA draft and see what trades may happen while the draft is going on. So it's going to be interesting. Also, the Golden State Warriors, they're interested in Paul George. They will pay him that 4-year max that he wants, that the Clippers do not want to pay him. Paul George on the Warriors, that's looking pretty nasty, man. Now, Klay Thompson, I hope Klay can come back, but he's probably going to have to take a lot less money. The Warriors are still interested in re-signing him. So that's going to be interesting how that happens. NBA is kicking off real nice. I can't wait for the season to start. I can't wait for the Olympics. 30 days to the Olympics, man. Can't wait to see the track and field and the basketball. Can't wait for all that, man. So what y'all think about the New York Knicks trade and all the other free agency moves so far in the NBA? Got one more for y'all. Congratulations to Swin Cash, WNBA legend, man. She was actually promoted to Senior Vice President of Basketball Operations and Team Development. That's great. She is one of the few women, yet alone black women, in the league with this high of a position. So congratulations to her. Swin, she's a 2-time national champion, 3-time WNBA champion, and a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. So, and by the way, she's also in the Hall of Fame. She was drafted by the Detroit Shock, if y'all follow the WNBA. And that's great for her. Congratulations to her. So I kept it in the NBA, but I'm also transitioning to the WNBA, y'all. What do y'all think about the Commissioner's Cup? Did y'all watch it, man? The Minnesota Lynx, they are the Commissioner Cup champions, man. Congratulations to them. They played the New York Liberty last night on Prime Video. Will Prime open up their pockets? That's to be determined. I don't know. Hopefully they will. WNBA TV contract is up next year in 2025. That's just a side note, trying to put pressure on them. But outside of that, man, what do y'all think? Did y'all watch the game? New York Liberty, man, they can really get stiff. They can really get stiff a lot. I have been seeing some instances they just turn over the ball, and watching the game, they turn over the ball 2 to 3 times in a row down the court, and I'm just how do you do that? And when they fall into these slumps, they can be beat. Now, this is no indictment on them, because I said last week that the Aces, the Liberty, the Sun, and who else? Who else did I say? Aces, Liberty, Sun. I can't think of the fourth team that I said, but pretty much they're the teams that are pretty much my favorites to possibly win the championship. I'm gonna figure out who that fourth team was. But yeah, the Liberty, man, like this is what I'm talking about. The Lynx was the fourth team. Duh. So yeah, the Lynx, man, like it's gonna be. They've been good all year. The Fisa Collier, she was the Commissioner's Cup MVP, man. She had a great game. She scored 21 points. And, man, it's just like, I mean, the Lynx, they show they can beat the Liberty, but can they beat the Liberty in a 5-game series? I don't think so. I don't see that happening. The Lynx are very good, but I don't see that. Yeah, I don't see that happening. But they are really good. The Sun, on the other hand, man, like, DeWanna Bronner, she got hurt. The Sun dropped 2 games. They haven't looked good, especially against the top tier teams. Like the Aces beat them and the Liberty beat them. So that's not a good thing. Those were the 2 teams that were in the WNBA finals last year. Like I said last week, and like you would know if you watch the game. And yeah. So I mean, I don't know what to say about the Sun, man, but. The Chicago Sky. What do y'all think about the game this past weekend, man? The Fever and Sky. Angel Reese, man, anchoring the 15-point comeback for the Sky to beat the Fever in the season finale of their series this year, and also putting them in the 8th seat. Right now, if the playoffs would start, the Chicago Sky will make the playoffs, man. Angel Reese, big time. 25 points, I think 16 rebounds. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But regardless, she had a big time double-double, man. And one thing about her game that translates very well to the WNBA, and that's her defense and her ability to finish down low. And she put that on full display this weekend, man. So congratulations to the Sky. Nice win for them. Nice show out for Angel Reese, man. Caitlin Clark, by the way, she had 14, 15 assists. She played good. Now, the Fever, they had a big lead. And I'm still trying to figure out how they lost the lead. But with that being said, before they lost this game, the Fever were on a 3 to 4 game winning streak. And they figured some things out. And everything that they figured out as far as going down low to Lalissa Smith and Aaliyah Boston, once they figured that out, I feel like that really opened the offense up. And especially using Caitlin as a decoy and having Kelsey Mitchell put up the shots that she put up, I feel like it really opened up their offense. Now, they got a little cold. You know, they weren't making the shots that they were making on this winning streak. And Chicago, man, they turned up the heat. They turned up the defense in the second half. And like I said, it was anchored by Angel Reese, and they dug deep. I feel like Angel Reese made a big statement, and she made a bigger statement for possibly winning the Rookie of the Year, WNBA Rookie of the Year this season. But hey, did y'all watch the game? Commissioner's Cup, Chicago Sky, and Fever game. I know I threw that one in there. Did y'all watch it? And hey, what do y'all think? All-Star game coming up on July 20th. We still have more of the season to go. Who is y'all pick to make the playoffs, teams to make the playoffs, and teams to make it to the WNBA finals? They will have a break coming up soon, like I said before, but I just want to know what do y'all think about the WNBA. So I'm going to take a quick break. When I come back, we will be getting into the NFL. Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Will. If you're enjoying the Ill Chill Will Show, you can catch me each and every Thursday on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, YouTube, and iHeartRadio. And if you don't mind, please like, share, and rate the show. It would greatly help the show move forward. And if you want to follow me on social media, on TikTok and Instagram, I go by the same handle. It's at illchill_will. And on X, it's at ill_chill_will. Thank y'all for listening. Let's get back into the show. So, the New England Patriots, man, they signed Ramondre Stevenson to a 4-year, $36 million deal. He will be getting an $8 million signing bonus, $17 million guaranteed, and $9 million annual salary. Now, Ramondre Stevenson, he had a high ankle sprain late in the season. I think it was week 12 that kept him out the rest of the season. But before then, I mean, he's a solid back, man. I feel like the Patriots got a good steal, man. Remember, I said Christian McCaffrey, he got a 2-year extension, which we all should know about by now. $38 million, fully guaranteed. That's $19 million a year now. That's CMC. He's different, of course. But Ramondre Stevenson, he is no slouch, man. So for the Patriots to get him on a deal like this, I feel like this speaks volumes to the culture that they're building and like their new coach, Gerard Mayo. Like, I mean, obviously he want to stay there. Obviously he want to play. I feel like Stevenson could have gotten a little more money than this, but it's cool. You know, he's a very good back, in my opinion. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can run very good in between the tackles. And I felt like he would have had a breakout season had the Patriots didn't sign Ezekiel Elliott last year. And he looked pretty good. So they split carries a lot. And the offense, man, like the offense was just awful, man. I don't know what was going on. They had a defensive coordinator being an offensive coordinator. Like, it was just a lot going on in the Patriots locker room last season, especially on the offensive side of the ball. So Ramondre, I believe he's going to have a breakout season this year. I'll definitely be looking for him for a fantasy draft pick for a running back. I think y'all should too. He'll definitely be an easy 3rd to 4th round steal. Maybe he might even fall to the 5th round in your fantasy draft. But for me, he'll definitely be on my radar for sure. But what do y'all think about it, man? Are y'all Patriots fans? Do y'all feel like the Patriots made the right move? And do y'all feel like Ramondre Stevenson could have gotten more money, man? I feel like he could have. But, you know, it is what it is, man. And that's pretty much all I have for the NFL. When we come back, we will be getting into the Let's Talk About It segment. Let's talk about it.
And then they got the right coaches in there. And so they did it right. They took their time. They waited. While we were trading Ingram, Randall.
Yeah, totally.
Trading everything. A Pope, gone.
Firing everybody.
The brother up in Sacramento, Malik.
Yep, everybody gone.
We were trading like, and then we wasn't getting anything for it. Westbrook, gone.
Everybody.
You know, so the ink will...
Luke, gone. Frank, gone.
The ink will lead back to the power, which is in that infrastructure.
It's kind of crazy when you think about it.
Yeah, I got you.
3rd and 5 years.
You know, no.
If you want to go before that, you could go 4 and 8 because Luke was 3 years, right? Yeah.
It's all happening.
3 and 5 sounds crazier to me.
It's all happening with.
Man, why they do James? Why they do James Worthy like that, man? Apparently his mic was still on, man, and he's pretty much talking about the Lakers and all the mistakes that they made, man. And I agree. Like, the Lakers traded their whole farm for Anthony Davis, and we got a championship that we wouldn't have gotten if it wasn't in the bubble, man. So, I mean, it's crazy how things happen. James said the ink will come back. That gotta be the funniest thing ever. And the ink is coming back, man. Like, the Lakers, they're looking like, I don't know, like it's hard to explain. And I know this is a double take on the Lakers this week. So obviously I feel some type of way about what's going on. And I'm not the only one. Former players, even Magic threw a little shade shot. He was like, yeah, I appreciate, congratulations to JJ Redick. This is a good hire. But the Lakers also have to put a roster together to beat those other teams, man. Like, everything is not there. The Lakers are making all the wrong moves right now. But hey, what do I know? That's all I got this week, man. It's a constant quest to try to be better today than you were yesterday and better tomorrow than you were the day before. Kobe Bryant. That's my time. Talk to y'all next week. Peace and blessings.